Board of Mayor and Aldermen for the City of Portland. It's our second regular scheduled council meeting of the month, October the 15th at 6 o'clock. Ask you all to stand. I'm going to do the prayer, and tonight we're honored to have Hunter McLeod with us with the local Boy Scouts. He's working on his Eagle Scout, and he'll do our pledge. Our Father in heaven, we're so thankful for this day and all the blessings that we have. We're so thankful for the opportunity we have to serve you in many different ways. Thankful for this council and all the employees that we have, and for our city and our community, and it was always strive to move it forward. And most of all, thank thy Son, Jesus Christ. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate that, and good luck on your work towards your Eagle. Roll call, Ms. King.
Alderman Bratton.
Here.
Alderman Callis.
Here.
Alderman Coker.
Here.
Alderman Harbin.
Here.
Vice Mayor McDowell.
Here.
Alderman Nennis.
Here.
Alderman White.
Okay. Next, need approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
I don't have any additions or deletions myself. Does anyone else have anything to the agenda? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next we have several public hearings. These are public hearings for second readings of ordinances, so we will go through these. And then the council will have opportunity into the meeting to discuss them further, but we do have quite a few. Then anyone in the audience that wishes to address the council on another issue on the agenda may do so that at a later time. The first is ordinance 12-39. It's ordinance to amend our zoning ordinance 387. This is an ordinance concerning non-conforming uses. Last year in the legislature, law was changed, extending that time of non-conforming to 30 months. So this would just be changing our ordinance here to meet state law. Does anyone in the audience have comments on this law? Okay, if not, next is ordinance 12-40. It's an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance 387, providing a subclassification called personal care services. This includes several businesses that was not previously mentioned in our zoning ordinance, and again, to kind of take care of some business and get our zoning ordinance up to date on this item. Does anyone have a comment on this? Okay, next is ordinance 12-43. It's an ordinance amending ordinance number 11-33 for the city of Portland. This is our drought management plan, which is required by the Division of Water Supply. We had previously passed a plan, and then the state wanted us to do some revisions and updating to the plan, and so that's what this ordinance is making those revisions, which actually has been to work study, then also to our water management group committee that we have, and they both have approved the changes for this. Does anyone have a comment on this ordinance? Next is ordinance 12-44. It's an ordinance authorizing contract between the city of Portland and the state of Tennessee for 2008 Community Development Block Grant Public Disaster Round 2, providing funds for drainage and canal improvements. What this is a grant that we received. It is for $1 million. It is a 100% grant. There's no match to it. And it had to have certain criteria to go by, and this will be drainage work on the northern end of town around Industrial Park and our canal to help improvements in that area, which eventually will help a lot of areas here in our town area also. Does anyone have any comments on? Next is ordinance 12-47. It's an ordinance authorizing a contract between the city of Portland and Goodwin Mills and Kaywood for the engineering services for the previous mentioned grant. Any comments on? Next is ordinance 12-48. It's ordinance authorizing a contract between the city of Portland and Leanne Cox for administration and management assistance for the previous mentioned grant. Okay, if not, go on to ordinance 12-49. It's an ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland and State of Tennessee for fast-track funds in accordance therewith for sewer improvements for Shoals Technology on Shoals Way. This is a grant we was able to get with Shoals locating where they are. Actually, the sewer upgrades and improvements will be for rehabbing some lines actually off the College Street area and in that area instead of actually at Shoals. It's just between there and our town area. Any comments? Next is ordinance 12-45. It's an ordinance approving a contract between Portland Airport Authority and Tennessee Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division for new terminal building for Portland Municipal Airport. This also will be a contract for that, and it's a grant which we got 95-5 grant, which means the city will be responsible for 5% of the grant. Any comments on?
He's got that 5%, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. And then ordinance 12-46 is an ordinance approving a contract between the Portland Airport Authority and the State of Tennessee Transportation Aeronautics Division for runway safety area improvements for the Portland Municipal Airport. And here again, this is also 95% grant, 5% responsibility of Portland. Any comments? Okay, this closes our public hearings on Pacific ordinances. Next, we've got, does anyone from the council have any communications they'd like to address the public with at this time? Okay, if not, do not either. Next, we have a period of public recognition. If anyone would like to address the council for any item on the agenda, you may do so at this time. Does anyone wish to address the council? Okay, if not, there's no other business. We'll move right into our agenda then. Vice Mayor McDowell, you want to planning?
Yes, sir. The first item on planning is ordinance number 12-39. This is an ordinance to amend zoning ordinance number 387. It's a second reading, and there was a public hearing. And this has to do with changing the time to 30 months from what it was previous. Move to approve.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance number 1240. This is an ordinance to amend zoning ordinance number 387. And this had to do with making a change to the personal care services, adding tattoo parlors and body art and that sort of thing to it. Move to approve.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance number 12-50. This is a first reading. This is an ordinance to amend Article 4, Section 4-111 of the zoning ordinance of the City of Portland and the Portland Planning Region relative to landscape provisions. I think all of y'all been given a copy of that. What's on there? Move to approve in first reading.
Second.
Have a motion, have a second. Any discussions or questions? And I do appreciate everyone that was involved in working on this. I know it's been a lot of people involved, and we had some combination meetings between the council and the planning commission and the design review committee, and I think it was very good. So I think it's a very good document from what I've seen so far.
I read that. I know there's been a lot of work and effort put into it, but it seems to me like it's areas that it's a little bit intrusive. I mean, kind of tree I might want in my yard, or I might want by my business, might not be what they want. You know, it seems to me it's a little bit reaching too far.
I think if I remember correctly,
Parts of it.
Yeah, there was, I think they had several options of different trees. I mean, there were you know, certain types of trees, but I think there were more than one option that they would have within each of those areas that they could prune. And what they were trying to do is get the way that they grew and roots and all that. I mean, they got really into it more than, I learned more about trees than I think I wanted to know. So.
Well, we really have, it's really a small list of trees, plantings that you can't use. It's really a large list of things that you can. The small list of those that you don't are those that are disease prone, those that are weak in nature by wood. You know, when storms come through, Bradford pears have a tendency to break and split. And so just avoiding those types of trees and things keeps the disease, keeps the breakage down, which affects not only their property, but how it affects falling into the sidewalks and into the roads and all of that. So really the list of non-use items is very, very small. And then anything that's not on the non-use, you can have, which is pretty expansive, so.
All right, any other comments or questions? Appreciate those comments.
And this is first reading also, so there'll be a
Right,
public
so-
hearing on it
Right.
next month.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, the next item is a resolution. It's resolution number 12-99, a resolution accepting infrastructure improvements within Parkview subdivision, Section 2. Move to approve.
Second.
Motion, we have a second. This is subdivision as part of one of the phases of the Cornerstone original plat, and that's, well, no, this wasn't on one of the original plats. This came off of the original on the south side of Portland Boulevard. So this was added on to later when there was some work done. So this is completion and then accepting, and they have been through all the inspections and so forth.
Is there on this particular, before we accept this, I know we really have a plan that we go through and check off, but is there any problems with any type of drainage issues that we may foresee? Any problems where we're currently at with the?
Not that I'm aware of. I think before it came to that final approval, it had to be checked off by superintendent, and they'd give it their approval.
And you feel like that this is not,
The roadway, the drainage, and the water sewer, all checked.
all right, because I sure hate to accept it and then in a year we come back and the city's spending $35,000 out there for something that we missed. So I want to make sure that these are things that we looked at.
Yeah, this is an actual little history on this. This property was developed in conjunction with getting some drainage straightened out. So it was tied in when it was actually developed to actually help another situation off the subdivision. So I think everything's in real good shape on this one. Real good about it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, the last item on the planning tonight is ordinance number 12-53. This is a first reading. This has to do with our design review standards. This is an ordinance to adopt design review standards for the city of Portland, Tennessee and its planning region. Move to approve, get it on the floor for discussion.
Have a motion, have a second. Discussion or comments?
It's been through several changes, been a lot of work put into that also, and I think there was quite a few amendments made to it prior to getting to this point. So, and there again, it'll have a second reading and public hearing on it as well. But this lays out a guideline for the design review committee to use when they're approving that for businesses that are coming in. I think we
appreciate
found
that.
out that it does not apply to existing businesses. It's only going to be for new ones.
And I appreciate your work. You know, mostly that committee, you know, is all, well, except for our council representatives, all citizens. You know, took initiative to get in there and work hard, and we appreciate that, and then putting all that together for us.
Right, yeah, it's been a lot of work and changes made, and so I think it's a good document, and it's, you know, it's one of those documents that's always be a work in progress as we go through some things. There may be some things we want to change, but it's a very good document to get started with. So, any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Vice Mayor, anything else? I believe that's all.
No, sir, that's all on planning tonight.
All right, Alderman Bratton.
Ordinance number 12-43. It's the second reading of ordinance amending ordinance number 11-33 for the City of Portland Drought Management Plan required by the State of Tennessee's Division of Water Supply. Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Is it
All right,
11 or 12?
comments or questions?
Did just want to say appreciate Thomas's work on that. Thank you for getting that taken care of for us.
In the narrative. See it?
All right, and thankfully, we didn't have to use it this year. So, I mean, we did a little bit, phase one, and then it started getting some rain, but we never know. So. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance 12-51, first reading. It's an ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland, Tennessee and Stringfellow for the purchase agreement for 2 garbage trucks. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Like I say, we properly put out for bid some garbage trucks and received those bids, and through the work study, it was recommended, and the recommendation of our Public Works Director, to go with this bid. Felt like it was the best bid of all the trucks.
What are we gonna do with that old one sitting out in the field over there?
I think he was talking about was do like the police is going to come up with a list of equipment and try to put it on eBay, and then try to see if we can get rid of it that way. And if we get some good offers that way, then we'll do that. If not, then we'll probably weigh it out and see what we can get.
You meant .gov, didn't
Yeah, I mean, what did I say?
you? eBay.
eBay. Okay. Oh yeah, gov.com. I'm not too good on all this.
I'm not either.
Any other comments or questions? And that total was $320,907.60. That includes the finance charges and everything for the lease process, and that is for 2 trucks.
Just in the interest of full public disclosure, this was not the lowest bid, it was the next lowest bid, but this was the only truck that met or exceeded all of the bid specifications. So that's why it was felt to be the best bid.
All right, any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance 12-52, first reading, an ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland, Tennessee and Portland Utilities Construction Company for Phase 2 of the CDBG Project 2009 Sewer System Improvement, Evergreen. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion, we have a second. Any other comments or questions?
Let's just talk about, just for a moment, how we have this, why we're doing it. Some people may not be familiar with that. If you would
We
like to.
received I guess it was last year actually, we received a grant for roughly $500,000 through this Community Development Block Grant Program. And one of the areas where we are, through our commissioner's orders, needed to rehab was the airport area to replace a pump station there, and also the force main line. When that project was bid out, it came in at an amount, of course, underneath there, and this is the amount of money that we had left over, was right about this amount here. So the next area that was looked at was in dire need, was the area in Evergreen, where we have quite a few overflows in that area, unfortunately, when we have rains. This project is going to entail several things. It's going to entail manhole rehab, some point repairs. We actually dig up line, replace them, some relining, just some fixing of bends here and there, and some connections. So it will, and we're going to also, we have to have 2 readings on this. We're going to have a special call meeting right before our work study next week on this. This contractor locally can get started fairly quickly and try to get it in before the winter sets in and the weather, so we can try to get most of this work done.
And we had a recommendation from the engineer approving this contractor on this work.
Right, that's attached. Yeah. All right, any other comments and questions? And then we are going to later on, as we had our public hearing, another that's going to affect that area out there too with the Shoals Fast Track. So hopefully in the next year, we'll have that area maybe not 100% better, but very close to it. So.
Is that going to be an addition to, I know the $1 million improvement is part of that, but the that's more or less the for College Street. Is it it's a $500,000 plus $1 million on the sewer system?
Now the $1 million is strictly for drainage.
It's just drainage.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the way that grant to qualify, it had to qualify for certain.
Okay.
And on that part is strictly just for drainage, which could end up helping the sewer system if you can get the water on out. So,
Yeah.
So. All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Anything else, Alderman Bratton? Okay, we don't have anything in parks or public safety. Legislative. A lot of this gets, it's really not legislative, but I don't know. Ordinance 12-44, this is a second reading of an ordinance authorizing contract between the City of Portland and the State of Tennessee for the CB Community Development Block Grant Public Disaster Round 2 project to provide funds for drainage canal improvements.
Move to approve.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any comments or questions? I tried to explain, I think, in first, but again, this is for 100% monies from the state, or actually the federal government and state, and it had to be around certain events that happened through one of the disasters where we was able to get this. And it will be used for canal and drainage on the north end of town. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is ordinance 12-47. This is an ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland and Goodwin Mills and Kaywood for the provision of engineering services for this same grant. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Is there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we have ordinance 12-48. This is an ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland and Leanne Cox for administrative and management assistance on the same grant for the canal drainage improvements. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Is there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we have ordinance 12-49. It's an ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland and the State of Tennessee for fast-track funds in accordance for the sewer improvements for Shoals Technology. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
This is what we just got through talking about a while ago. Actually, it's in Shoals' name, but actually it will be for improvements to our system where we're having problems in the College Street area. Comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we have Resolution 12-100. This is a resolution to amend Resolution 1296, accepting the 2013 premium increases for employee health insurance from the State of Tennessee Benefits Administration. And it's council through the work studies feel like that we can absorb these increases. So that's what this resolution is to do. To have a motion to approve.
So moved.
To have a second.
Second.
Is there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we have a resolution authorizing the City of Portland to participate in Tennessee Downtowns, a program for Tennessee economic community development. Do we have a motion to get it on the floor?
So moved.
Have a second. All this is just authorizing us to be involved in this program. It's kind of an 18-month program where they will help set some goals, guidelines, very good guidance on things you know where they've learned from other downtowns. And so I'm very excited about this. There's based on the cost will be some time and things like that, but no outright cash. So I think it's a very good step for us to get involved in this program, and I think we've seen where some other cities have had this program have been very successful with renovations and improving their downtown area. So I'm very excited about it. Anybody got any questions on this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I was on the radio program today, and I told them this next resolution is, to me, the most exciting thing we've passed in a long time. And it's kind of personal, but I think it's great for all of us. Resolution 12-102. It's a resolution to hire a human resource manager for the City of Portland. Let's get it on the floor, and I'll
So moved.
do you have a second.
Second.
We had worked with MTAS to select a human resource director, and through advertisements throughout many different areas. Those resumes were submitted to MTAS. They took all the resumes and then scored them. Then we interviewed the top 3 people who scored the resumes, We held those interviews, and we, as a council, decided to offer the job to Mr. John Grubbs for a salary of $58,000 and with a 2 weeks vacation starting out, which is, and everything else will be the normal benefit program. He used to be in the city of White House. He moved to Connecticut to go to school there with UConn, which has one of the best HR programs in the nation. He likes 3 classes, getting his master's, which he said he can get online. He will have to go back for his thesis, and he has had tremendous experience in consulting with other companies. So I'm very excited about him becoming a part of the city of Portland. Of course, he is not with us tonight, so. Has anybody got any comments or questions?
Mayor, I apologize for not being able to be here during the interviews. So I'm at the mercy of the council. I hope you've made a good decision.
He was very impressive.
Really?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, he was. I think we've got, and all we can find is just nothing but good things about him. References checked out good, background checked. You know, it's just been very good. Psychological
need a
checked
good
out
one.
good. So, and he's very excited, and he's from this area originally. I think in the Robeson County area, it's where his family and all is. So he is ultimately excited about getting back to here and really getting started. And he's kind of excited. I told him, you know, we've got a HR, but it's been let go, and we've done best we can. So I think he's excited about kind of starting from the ground level and building things. And with his experience, he feels like he can really be a great asset for us. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is really nothing to vote on but information only. You have, right after the resolution on Mr. Grubbs, you have a form that's called CT-0253. This is a form for the lease on backhoes that we've already purchased and have approved. This form has to be sent in to the state comptroller within 90 days of that, which Doug has done this form and sent it in. But it does have to be presented to the body, no official vote, but the governing body just does have to be aware of this and an opportunity to ask any questions on it if they want to. But it's not anything that requires any action. It's just part of the state policy. Anyone have any questions on it or anything? Okay. Next, we go to the Airport Authority. Brian, you want to take them?
Ordinance number 12-45, second reading, an ordinance approving a contract between the Portland Airport Authority and the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division for a new terminal building for the Portland Municipal Airport. Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion, we have a second, and comments or questions? We have Mr. Hunter here if we have any questions.
Well, this is going to be a good project, and we appreciate you working on it. Looking forward to it.
Right.
I think it'll be a good thing for the city overall.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance number 12-46, second reading, an ordinance approving a contract between the Portland Airport Authority and the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division for runway safety area improvements for the Portland Municipal Airport. Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions on this? I think this will be, in addition to the runway, will be on the north end of the runway. So very excited about that also. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
I don't think we have anything under retail or alcohol. And does anyone else have anything? Without any objection, meeting is adjourned. I wouldn't. I think we've been over all this before. I thought sure we'd get a little comment.